social studies class. As we started the third chapter, landforms, there are three main kinds of landforms: mountains, plains and plateaus, etc. we discussed in the previous class. Today we are going to continue the chapter part B as a part of landforms lesson. Penamakuru, a village in the Krishna Delta. Penamakuru, a village in the Krishna Delta. What is the meaning of delta? An area of low flat land. What is the meaning of delta? An area of low flat land is delta. Before we get into the details of this chapter, Penamakuru, a village in the Krishna Delta, we are continuing the chapter in today's class, Bandar Canal, different types of the soils which are located in the Penamakuru village, rainfall and irrigation in the Penamakuru village, cyclones and floods, and what types of the crops the Penamakuru villages in Delta region are farming and producing. These are the things we are discussing in this today's class. My dear students, before we understand the titles of this chapter, we have to know the two main rivers which are playing a major role in our state, even in Andhra Pradesh also, in Telangana also. What are the two main rivers are playing an important role in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh? They are River Godavari, River Krishna. River Godavari and River Krishna. River Godavari originates in Maharashtra at Nasika in Triambaleshwaram. River Godavari originates in Maharashtra, state of Maharashtra, Nasika at Triambakeshwaram, and River Krishna originates at Mahabaleshwaram. River Krishna originates Mahabaleshwaram. River Krishna also originates in Maharashtra only. River Godavari also originates in Maharashtra state only, but in the different places. River Krishna originates in Mahabaleshwaram. River Krishna originates in Triambakam. See here the continuation of this. Here the river Penamakuru, a village in the Krishna Delta. We have interlinked with the Krishna Delta here. What is the relationship with Krishna River to Krishna Delta? We can see here Bandar Canal. Bandar Canal is located in Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh only. The situation of the Penamakuru village, which is located in a delta region, how they will get water, what types of the crops they will cultivate, why they have the Bandar Canal source as the cultivation, as the irrigation facility of water. These are the things we can see in the today's class. Bandar Canal, after traveling about the sea, we wanted to see how people live in a delta village. We started from the Vijayawada and reached Uyur town. The terrain was totally plain without any significant slope. We crossed a number of canals and water canals lined with the green trees. And after that, they reached to the, after traveling about 3 kilometers from Uyur, we crossed the Bandar Canal to reach the Penamakuru. Bandar Canal takes off from the Krishna River at Prakasham Barrage in the Vijayawada. It flows from the northwest of the village towards the south east. The Bandar Canal flows in which direction? Northwest of the village towards the southeast. Water of this canal is taken off the fields through small field canals. Penamakuru village is situated between the Krishna river. Penamakuru village is situated in the Krishna river, which flows to the west of the village just a few kilometers away, and the Bandar canals, which means here the Penamakuru village has main source with the Bandar canal, which water is continuously coming by flow in the Krishna river, by the Krishna river, which is joining in the Bandar canal. Bandar canal is very important source in the cultivation of lands and irrigation of the lands to the farmers. Prakasham Barrage, Vijayawada city, is located at the head of the Krishna Delta on its northern bank. A barrage was built across the river at the Vijayawada in the 1853 by the British rulers. The Krishna barrage was built by whom? Sorry, Prakasham barrage was built by whom in 1853? In 1853, Prakasham barrage was built by the Britishers during their rules. It is now called the Prakasham barrage. The water is diverted by the barrage into the canals and is used to irrigate about 12 lakhs acres of the land. How many acres of the land is cultivating by the Prakasham barrage at present day? 12 lakhs of the land is getting water to cultivate the farmers. 12 lakhs acres of the land is facilitating water by the Prakasham barrage present day, which is a lot of facility. So here the water and water bodies, like example here Trayambakam, which is originating in the Maharashtra, Krishna river, which is originating at Trayambakam in Maharashtra. That river is facilitating to the here in this delta, where the farmers are cultivating a lot of acres of the land by itself. Let us we see the what type of soils are available in the Penamakuru, which is located in the Krishna delta. Soils in Penamakuru, the soils are mostly fertile alluvial black soils. The soils deposits by the river are called alluvial soils or Ondru Bhumi in Telugu. Alluvial soils are heavy and have high water holding capacity. They are also rich in the nutrients. Do you think crops will grow well on such soils? Yes. In such soils, crops will go very comfortably with the full of materials. We can find fine and clay black soils, Nallaregadi Bhumi, and up to a depth of the 15 feet. They get very thick with the rain and retain moisture for a long time. When they dry up, they tend to crack. This causes what is called self-plugging and causes fertile, which means to become the land fertile. There was the causes to the Prakasham barrage and also here the sources which we can find out here, Bandar canal, the water flow by the canals also, the making this land, which land is available in the Penamakuru village, that the Penamakuru village is making its land by these canals. Its agricultural land is become very fertile, which is very conveniently suitable to the agriculture farmers to fertile their lands, to cultivate their lands. Some parts of the village nearest to the river on the west and the south have sandy soils, Isuka Bhumi also, which means sandy soil also available in that regions, where we can find sandy soil which is unsuitable, which is not suitable for the cultivating the lands, which is very inconvenient for the cultivating lands we can find. And large part of the soils of this region are fertile, and if water is available in the possible to the rise 2 or 3 crops a year, which means the water just they have the actually here Krishna river is a non-perennial river which may not provide the complete throughout the year water facility. and that can be affected into the various aspects. They may depend on the one crop or two crops only. However, when they will get water from the Krishna river in the Penamakuru village in Bandar canal, there the water comes highly in the rainy season, and however farmers welcome the rains, and these all the consequences depends on the farmers, where they come to produce the second season of the second crop of a season. So which is very difficult to the farmers, we can expect here. Rainfall and irrigation. Next title is rainfall and irrigation. This region receives heavy rains from the June to October, from the southwest monsoons from the November to May. There is a relatively very little rain. Good sunshine and a warm temperature make it possible to the rice crops throughout the year. However, as there are no rains after October, it is necessary to irrigate the lands with the water either from the canal or the wells or tanks, which means when they have water facility, that facility majorly they are depending on the canals only, which canals are they have availability by the river Krishna. Otherwise, they do not have water sources. They depends on November to May. There is a relatively very little rainfall the village will get here, and after that after October it is necessary to irrigate the lands where they have the facility to cultivate the lands. The lands on the eastern side of the village, which are nearer to the canal and low lying, can be easily irrigated with the canal water. The lands towards the western and the northern side are on the higher elevation and cannot be easily irrigated with canal water. In such areas, farmers use the borewells, as Penamakuru is very near to the river Krishna. The groundwater can be found at the depth of only 15 to 25 feet only. In the Penamakuru village, the villagers, when they want to dig, while they digging near the 15 to 20, in the span of 15 to 20 feet only, they get groundwater. Hence, the expenditure on the digging borewells is very low, since the entire region is electrified. Most of the borewells have submersible pumps operating with the electricity, which means the Penamakuru villagers, when they want to establish the tube wells, they get the complete area of the Penamakuru village is electrified, which means they have the electricity facility also in their fields. So they established bore wells, tube wells. Through that only they fixed the submersible motors, and they are providing water to their fields in this continuation manner. This was the situation of the Penamakuru village, where they have water facility very much and more, because compared to the in coming chapters we can see the village which is located on the hill station, the village which is located in the plain region, is that village has the water facility or not, that we can see here. So in this village there is the high amount of the water facility. Based on that, if they dig 15 to 25 feet, they can establish a tube well, they can establish a dig well, and they have the water facility, and throughout the year they can cultivate their agricultural land based on this aspect only. So recently there has been an increasing use of the groundwater through the borewells to cultivate the uplands which cannot be easily irrigated with the canal water, which means when the suitable agricultural land is available, that water can be facilitated to that, and towards of that the water is continued under the agriculture aspects. Otherwise the water cannot be sourced, the land is not suitable for the agriculture works. We can see that recently there has been an increasing use of the groundwater through the borewells to cultivate the uplands which cannot be easily irrigated with canal water, which means they do not want now canal water, because the land has only lot of water which they are facilitating to the other crops. So let us see. This was the situation. After that, cyclones and floods. Krishna district is one of the most flood prone district of the Andhra Pradesh state. Every few years, when the rains are very heavy in the catchment area, the dams get more water than they can hold. Excess water is released by the big dams, then the flood water enter the lowing villages along the river. These can be both very destructive and productive. Floods are also caused by the cyclones which bring heavy rains from the sea along with the strong winds which uproot trees and cottages. Penamakuru is lucky as it is on high ground and has not been adversely affected even during the worst floods of 1997 and 2009. See, Penamakuru is the village. Krishna district is one of the most flood prone, which means the Krishna district frequently which affects with the flood, frequently it affects with the floods only. Due to that, this is the area where the Krishna Penamakuru village is also located with the Bandar canal and that facilities which are providing here, including of the floods then during the time of rainy season, where this area also impacted when the worst types of the floods and entirely in the Krishna district, but it was not affected with its during the 1997-6 and 2009 when the heavy floods are impacted in this village. Next, crops. What type crops are produced in the Penamakuru village? Paddy is extensively cultivated all over the coastal plains. Especially in Krishna district, most of the land, especially the low areas, Pallam, which means flat areas, are sown with the paddy. The nursery for the paddy monsoon crop called Salva is sown and transplanted in the months of the June, July. They usually grow high yielding paddy varieties like MTU, like majority here which means there the names of the rice are given, like we will say BPT rice, MTU rice, these are the names are given. 2016 Swarna and BPT, this is the harvest around October, November. The main agriculture operations like plugging and threshing and transportation are done with the tractors. Transportation is still mainly done by women. Various harvesting is done by the men and women together from the month of December. In the month of December, they will harvest the paddy crop which they were produced, which they were cultivated. Then they sow the winter crop called Dalwa, this either the paddy or the pulse crop. During the last few years, many farmers have been cultivated the sugarcane instead of the paddy. Sugarcane stands in the field for 9 to 12 months and is harvested around the February, March. In which months the Penamakuru villagers are harvested sugarcane crop? In the months of February and March. Then it grows again to the give second crop the next year. So these fields need tending throughout the year, and this is done mainly by men. Which crop is mainly done by the men? Sugarcane crop is mainly harvested by the men. Nowadays the villagers cultivate the turmeric, yam, banana, etc. in the uplands. These are sown with the arrival of the rains and harvested in the February, March. Crops like the sugarcane, turmeric, yam and the banana are grown for the sale in the market and are not consumed in the village, which means what food products they are producing that they are selling in the out of the village in the markets to the higher amount of the price. In olden days, the farmers of the Penamakuru cultivated red gram, green gram and millets on the uplands. They did not require much water. Nowadays these crops have been replaced with the vegetables and sugarcane which require irrigation with lot of amount of the water, because previous crops are natural crops now the organic farming, inorganic farming, which was divided, which we learn in the further classes, is very difficult. And so here the examples which are given, what types of the crops they in the Penamakuru village are produced. These all the examples are given just because on that situation only, where the farmers are depending, and farmers how many types of crops producing, why in the delta regions such facilities are available, which means in delta regions, what is the meaning of delta? I told you the meaning of delta is an area of low flat land, an area of low flat land, the area which is located in the depth with flat region, which means however that area is located in the depth region with a flat manner, which means that area will get the sufficient amount of the water. The Penamakuru villages have the full of facility water, full of water facility to cultivate their lands, to cultivate their agriculture, to produce the two in a one season 2-3 crops they can produce. So these are the facilities the Penamakuru villagers have. The different types of the crops they used to produce here, like vegetables, orchards which means fruit, different types of the fruits they will produce, like flowers, floods, and here irrigation market and the changing crops. These all the facilities are available in the Penamakuru village. So like we see vegetables, uplands, the markets or the Garavu Bhumulu of this village area suitable for the growing the vegetables. In the low, in which lands they are growing the vegetables? Meraka or Garuvu Bhumulu. In that lands only they are producing vegetables, they are growing vegetables. In the low lying lands, if water is not sufficient for a second crop of paddy, they cultivate the vegetables. Usually they cultivate brinjal, lady's finger, and ground dondakai, and these are the vegetable names, rice and ground and the cabbage. These they are sold in the Uyuru Raitu Bazar. After producing of the vegetables in which bazar they are selling here? They are selling it in the Uyuru Raitu Bazar. During the summer, some farmers cultivate the Jiluga or Pilli Pesara to increase the fertility of their fields. These are the leguminous green manure crops which fix the nitrogen in the soil after 30 to 40 days. These crops are plugged back into the soil. So which means the different facilities they have here based on the water facility. With the water facilities only they are cultivating different types of the cultivating aspects. So orchards on the bank of the river Krishna and upland areas of the Penamakuru, we can see several fruit bearing trees and the orchards like the Goa, Sapota and Papaya. The farmers have told us that the soil near the river contains more sand. The capacity of these soils retain moisture is very less. Therefore, the crops like the paddy do not grow well on sandy soils. The fruits trees grow well as the roots and penetrate deep into the soil and draw water, and hence the lands close to the river are suitable for growing the fruits bearing trees. Which means what the Penamakuru villagers are said, the soils which are mixed with full of sandy, in such soils producing paddy is not possible. So in such lands we produce fruit crops. Only the fruit crops are known as orchards. The orchards only they are produced, because if they produce in the sandy soil, the paddy crop may not possible to grow. So that is why in such areas they produce as here completely the orchards, different types of the fruits they are producing. What types of the fruits they are producing? Papaya, sapota and Goa. These are the fruits they are producing in the such regions, in which regions the sandy regions are located, which not full of the fertile soil where it is not located. In such situations they are producing these crops. Okay, after this irrigation market and changing crops, remaining titles we will see in the next class. You have to complete this lesson also in your fair note before you submitting the fair note in the school by your parents. Thank you.